Have you ever wondered what happens to your muscles while you go about your everyday activities? At this moment, many elderly people lose muscle mass without noticing. There are no sharp pains or warning signals from the body. But one day you wake up and notice that even getting up from a chair requires effort that used to feel easy. Carrying a bag of groceries becomes a tiring task. The most alarming thing is that an unexpected fall can lead to a fracture, permanently changing your life and limiting your independence. Experts call this phenomenon sarcopenia, a progressive loss of muscle mass and strength that accelerates with age, especially after 50. After 50, the body naturally loses 1 to 2% of muscle each year, but some habits, especially diet, can speed up the process by 40 times. This leads to premature weakness that could have been avoided. That's why the problem becomes especially alarming and needs attention. Some foods you eat every day, even those seemingly healthy at first glance, can be hidden enemies to your muscles, accelerating sarcopenia. These enemies not only speed up muscle loss, but also hinder muscle tissue recovery, making the body more vulnerable to frailty and loss of mobility. Recent studies have identified 5 foods particularly harmful to the muscles of elderly people. Today I will tell you about these foods. Be ready to be surprised, as there are unexpected dishes among them. Among these foods is a fruit that you probably have in your kitchen, and a vegetable you considered a staple of healthy eating. Interesting, isn't it? Before moving on to the list, ask yourself, has performing everyday tasks become harder than before? If yes, listen carefully. What you are about to learn could be a turning point for your health. Let's start with the first product found on almost every table. The first product is a classic. We're talking about white bread and refined flours, often found in bakeries and kitchens. This includes white bread, refined pasta, cookies with coffee, industrial pies, and any products made from processed flour. Familiar, isn't it? They seem harmless and an important part of the diet, but behind the taste and soft texture lies a serious threat to the health of elderly muscles. Why are they harmful? Refined flours lose almost all nutrients after processing. Fiber, B vitamins, and minerals disappear. Only starch and sugar remain, which negatively affect muscles, especially in the elderly, weakening them and reducing endurance. Refined carbohydrates are quickly absorbed. The body almost immediately converts them into glucose, causing sharp spikes in blood sugar and massive insulin release, the hormone that regulates sugar. Constant sugar fluctuations cause systemic inflammation, damaging muscle fibers and accelerating sarcopenia, the age-related loss of muscle mass and strength. Sugar fluctuations also disrupt the hormonal balance necessary to maintain muscle mass, interfering with muscle recovery and growth. Muscles need amino acids from proteins for recovery. Frequent insulin spikes hinder the delivery of these nutrients to the necessary tissues. Refined flours do not benefit muscles, but create a metabolic environment for fat accumulation instead of muscle development. The body, processing empty carbohydrates, stores energy as fat, weakening muscles and making their recovery difficult. Over time, this leads to weight gain, which puts stress on joints and weakened muscles, worsening overall health. Studies show a link between diets high in refined carbohydrates and insulin resistance, a condition of reduced cell sensitivity to insulin. Insulin resistance increases the risk of type 2 diabetes and accelerates muscle loss due to decreased body efficiency. It is important to consume necessary nutrients properly. This is not about completely giving up bread or pasta, but about making smarter food choices for health and energy. Replace white bread with whole grain options, such as rye or oat bread, which retain the fiber and nutrients of the grain in full. If you like pasta, choose whole wheat varieties or experiment with alternatives made from lentils, chickpeas, and quinoa, which are high in protein. These changes not only preserve muscle mass, but also provide energy for an active and productive day, helping to cope with stress. Imagine a typical breakfast: toast, coffee, and a glass of freshly squeezed orange juice. Sounds healthy, doesn't it? Since childhood, we've been told that orange juice is a source of vitamin C and an ally of immunity, a natural product that only helps health. But the truth is that orange juice, like other fruit juices high in fructose, can harm muscle health in the elderly. This fact is rarely discussed, but it's important to know. Fructose in juices can negatively affect muscle tissue, especially with age. It's not just about orange juice, but also apple, grape, and other fruit juices without natural fiber. Why are such juices harmful? It's all about fructose, a special type of sugar that the body processes differently than glucose. You drink a glass of orange juice and get a large amount of fructose in liquid form within seconds, without the fiber found in whole fruit. Fiber is important. It slows sugar absorption, preventing sharp spikes in blood glucose levels. Without fiber, juice causes sharp glucose fluctuations, a rise followed by a fall, leading to fatigue and poor muscle condition. But the harm doesn't stop there. Fructose is metabolized in the liver, and its excess is converted into fat. This process contributes to the development of fatty liver disease and causes chronic inflammation that damages muscles and slows their recovery. Excessive fructose consumption is linked to insulin resistance, a condition that increases the risk of diabetes. Insulin resistance impairs the absorption of amino acids by muscles, reducing their strength and recovery. Another interesting fact, fructose does not activate satiety signals in the brain unlike other sugars. After a glass of orange juice, you will likely continue to feel hungry, leading to increased carbohydrate intake and unhealthy snacking, causing inflammation and muscle loss. But what if you eat a whole fruit? That's a completely different matter. The natural fiber in an orange regulates the release of sugar into the blood, preventing sharp spikes in glucose levels. Chewing the fruit takes time and effort, which limits the amount eaten. A glass of juice can contain the sugar from 3 to 4 oranges, too much to absorb at once. What alternatives are there? If you like the citrus flavor in the morning, try a smoothie with pulp and fiber. For example, an orange smoothie with peel or with low sugar berries. Another option is whole fruits with lower sugar content, such as blueberries or kiwi, rich in antioxidants and not overloading the liver. For hydration, it's better to drink water with a drop of lemon or herbal teas, which are healthier for muscles than any processed homemade juice. These simple changes greatly affect your strength in the long term. When it comes to proteins, many choose quick and convenient products like ham, sausages, and cold cuts. Salami or bacon have long been a convenient choice for elderly people. They are easy to prepare, tasty, and considered a source of protein for muscle strength. But in reality, processed cold cuts hide a threat to muscle health. Their harm significantly outweighs the benefits they may provide to the body. The danger begins with preservatives, nitrites, and nitrates. These chemicals extend shelf life and give cold cuts a pink color, but they harm muscles. Research shows a link between frequent consumption of nitrites and chronic inflammation of muscle cells, which accelerates their breakdown and worsens recovery. Muscle inflammation slows their recovery and makes them weaker after each serving of sausage or bacon. This directly affects strength and endurance. Additionally, cold cuts contain a lot of saturated fats and sometimes hidden trans fats, especially in low-quality products, which block arteries. Blocked arteries reduce blood flow to the muscles, decreasing the supply of oxygen and nutrients, which slows the recovery of muscle tissue. Due to poor blood supply, muscles become vulnerable to atrophy, losing strength and volume, which is especially dangerous for elderly people. The third problem is excess sodium in sausage products. Salt is used as a preservative, but it can cause dehydration without obvious signs. Dehydration negatively affects muscle function, reducing their efficiency and recovery speed after exertion. Sausage products can impair muscle function, causing cramps and fatigue. They reduce the muscles' ability to contract normally, which affects your well-being and overall health. Have you ever felt intense thirst after eating ham or sausages? This is your body's signal demanding water to restore balance after salt and additives. Sausage products contain protein, but its quality is low. Often the protein is diluted with starches and flour, which decreases their nutritional value and benefits for muscles. Compared to natural products like fish or eggs, the content of essential amino acids in sausages is minimal and does not compensate for the harm from other components. What to do? There is good news. There are tasty and healthy alternatives that support muscle health and do not harm your body. Choose lean, unprocessed meat, chicken or turkey cooked at home, or lean cuts of beef without additives and preservatives. Fish rich in omega-3, such as salmon, mackerel, or sardines, provides high-quality protein and helps fight inflammation in the body. Whole eggs are a great option. They're inexpensive, versatile in cooking, and contain all the necessary nutrients for muscles and the body as a whole. For those who prefer plant-based proteins, legumes such as lentils and chickpeas, as well as nuts like almonds and walnuts, are suitable. These products will provide you with protein without harmful chemical additives found in processed meats and will help maintain muscle health. By changing your eating habits, you will not only strengthen your muscles but also improve your overall health, increase energy, and enhance well-being. Improve your overall health. Eat your vegetables. This advice is familiar to everyone from childhood and is generally true, as vegetables are essential for good human health. But what if I told you that one vegetable, considered a superfood, can weaken your muscles if consumed improperly? Let's talk about spinach. Spinach is associated with strength thanks to characters like Popeye. It is rich in vitamins and antioxidants, but it has a dark side. It is especially dangerous to eat raw spinach in excess. The problem lies in oxalic acid, a natural substance found in spinach and other green leaves, such as Swiss chard. Oxalic acid binds with calcium and magnesium during digestion, forming insoluble crystals that the body cannot absorb. Calcium and magnesium are important for muscle contraction, endurance, and recovery after physical exertion in the human body. If minerals do not reach the muscles due to oxalic acid, the muscles suffer. Fatigue, cramps, and loss of strength appear over time. Oxalic acid can accumulate in the body, causing the formation of kidney stones, a painful condition often found in elderly people. Oxalic acid indirectly affects muscle health by disrupting the mineral balance in the body and interfering with ATP production, which provides energy to muscles for movement and recovery. Without sufficient ATP, muscles tire faster, lose endurance, and recover more slowly after exertion, especially in those who consume raw spinach daily. Cooking spinach changes the situation. Light boiling and discarding the water can reduce oxalic acid content by 40%. This makes the nutrients in spinach more accessible without harming muscle health, allowing you to enjoy its benefits without negative effects. Should you avoid spinach? Not entirely. Cooked spinach in moderate amounts is an excellent source of iron, vitamin K, and antioxidants. The key is cooking in moderation. If you like to eat spinach raw, limit consumption to once or twice a week. Combine raw spinach with foods rich in bioavailable calcium, such as sesame, almonds, or low-fat dairy products, to offset the effects of oxalic acid. You can diversify green foods. Kale, arugula, or lettuce contain fewer oxalates and offer similar benefits without risks to muscles. This simple change will help maintain mineral balance and muscle strength, preserving overall health and endurance. We conclude our list with a universal favorite. For many, coffee is not only an invigorating drink, but also a source of beneficial antioxidants. The day doesn't start without a cup of an energizing drink that awakens the senses and gives a boost of energy. Coffee has proven benefits when consumed in moderation. Coffee improves concentration, contains antioxidants, and may protect against certain diseases, but in excess, it becomes a hidden enemy of muscle strength. This is especially true for the elderly. The effects of coffee often go unnoticed until muscle weakness sets in. So how does coffee affect muscles? First, coffee acts as a powerful diuretic. Caffeine causes more fluids and minerals like calcium and magnesium to be excreted through urine. These minerals are necessary for muscle contraction and preventing cramps. Without them, muscles lose elasticity and become vulnerable to wear. Second, coffee stimulates the production of cortisol, the stress hormone. Elevated cortisol breaks down muscle tissue to obtain energy. At the same time, protein synthesis decreases the process that allows muscles to recover and strengthen. This slows muscle recovery. Drinking several cups of coffee a day, especially during stressful times, amplifies the effect. Sarcopenia accelerates, and you don't notice it. Secondly, excessive coffee consumption disrupts sleep. Good sleep is crucial for muscle recovery and overall body health. During deep sleep, the body releases hormones, such as growth hormone, which repairs damaged muscle fibers. But if you drink coffee late in the afternoon or evening, it disrupts sleep and reduces the effectiveness of muscle and overall body recovery. Excessive caffeine worsens rest quality by shortening the restorative phases of sleep. Less recovery leads to significant muscle mass loss in the long term. Drinking coffee on an empty stomach is a common habit that amplifies the negative effects of caffeine. It raises cortisol levels and body acidity, which is harmful to muscles and bones. This combination wears down muscles and bones. To find balance, it is not necessary to give up coffee, but it is important to control its consumption and choose the right time to drink it. It is recommended to limit yourself to 1 or 2 cups a day, preferably in the morning and after meals, to reduce the impact on cortisol levels and acidity. Avoid coffee after 2 in the afternoon to prevent sleep disruption. For additional fluids during the day, it is better to choose green tea or herbal infusions rich in antioxidants. Green tea contains less caffeine and more antioxidants beneficial for muscles. Herbal infusions, such as chamomile and rooibos, also support overall health. It is also important to replenish lost minerals with foods rich in calcium and magnesium, seeds, nuts, and cooked leafy vegetables. By following these recommendations, you can enjoy coffee without sacrificing muscle and bone strength and health. This helps maintain physical fitness and vitality. 5 silent killers destroy the muscles of elderly people, preventing them from noticing the deterioration of their condition. Let's summarize the first 2 killers. White bread and refined flours cause inflammation and contribute to fat accumulation, not muscle mass. This negatively affects the health and strength of the body. Orange juice and fruits containing a high amount of fructose overload the liver and wear out muscle fibers, reducing their strength and the body's overall endurance. Processed sausages, saturated with chemicals and fats, disrupt blood circulation and slow down recovery processes in the body after exertion. Excessive consumption of raw spinach blocks minerals necessary for maintaining physical strength and muscle health. Excessive coffee intake steals nutrients from the body and disrupts nighttime recovery, which is important for health and energy. These products, often found in the daily diet, can deprive you of the independence and strength that are so important for life.